Welcome back to the Malaysia Money Matters show. It's the 21st of August 25. Today, we're doing our deep dive into the latest headlines. We'll sift through the noise, bring you the essential insights. We're looking at Malaysian companies, international markets, and, of course, the political scene.
Absolutely. We've picked out the stories that, really matter, looking at the trends of what they actually mean for you. Let's kick off with some pretty significant moves in Malaysian corporates, especially around energy and infrastructure.
Okay, first up, hearing Tenaga, YTL, and Malakoff-linked firms, quite a few others too, over 20 bidders actually, for Malaysia's first grid-scale battery projects. Why so much interest here?
Well, it's huge. This isn't just about adding power generation. It's fundamentally about grid stability. You see, with Malaysia pushing hard on solar, you need these big batteries. They balance the grid when the sun's not out. So this strong interest, it shows a real commitment to green energy, sure, but also highlights the massive investment needed to make that transition work reliably.
Right, stability is key. And sticking with green energy, Guthrie and Gamuda are teaming up, jointly developing solar assets, aiming for, 1.2 gigawatts? What's the angle for them?
Yeah, 1.2 gigawatts, that's significant. For Guthrie, it's smart diversification,
Yeah.
getting into renewables, securing recurring income away from their usual business. And for Gamuda, it plays right into their strengths in large-scale projects, but now in the very high-growth green sector. It's about positioning for the future, really.
Makes sense. Okay, shifting gears, leadership change at CelcomDigi. CEO Idem Nawawi stepping down end of August. For the biggest mobile operator, that must be quite impactful.
Oh, definitely. It's a major change at a really crucial time. 5G rollout is happening. Competition is fierce. The new CEO's strategy will be key, not just for CelcomDigi, but it kind of sets the pace for Malaysia's whole digital landscape. It's less about the person, more the direction.
Okay, Eurospan. Seeing a new controlling shareholder emerge, Samuel Ng, and a mandatory takeover offer at RM 2.3.
All right, this triggers that mandatory offer. Interesting price point, though. Premium to a previous bid, but actually a discount to the current market price. Creates a bit of tension there for existing shareholders.
And Eastern and Oriental, selling off London land.
Yeah.
Up to RM 515.8 million, sounds like.
Yeah, that looks like a strategic move to basically pay down debt and free up cash. Strengthen the balance sheet, maybe fund other projects back home or elsewhere.
Financial housekeeping, really.
Infrastructure side, Penang Infrastructure Corporation's CEO says 80 hectares of Silicon Island reclaimed. That's quite a bit of land.
It really is huge progress for a project that's meant to be a major growth engine for Penang. The whole idea is attracting high tech, right? Semiconductors, data centers. So getting the land ready is, step one, but a critical one for Malaysia's tech ambitions.
Okay. Now, the government taking a 51% stake in the local unit of a Chinese rolling stock builder for KTM train sets. Yes, this is about majority control and, importantly, technology transfer. They want local capability built up. Initially, direct negotiation for these 62 train sets, but they're saying open tenders will follow later, aiming for better local industry involvement.
Let's talk banking. AMMB aiming to beat its RM 2 billion record profit by FY 2026. But isn't there margin pressure from the OPR cut?
That's the interesting part, isn't it? The OPR cut does squeeze margins, usually. Yeah. So AMMB must be pretty confident in loan growth picking up or maybe being really tight on costs to offset that. Shows the balancing act banks face.
And connected to attracting investment. Prime Minister Anwar highlighting water and energy supply.
Yeah, he's emphasizing that sufficient supply and good management are critical, especially for attracting those big semiconductor, data center, AI investments everyone wants. Infrastructure readiness is paramount.
Speaking of investment, MB World launching a huge RM 2 billion heavy industrial township in 4 cities special financial zone.
That's a major development for Johor's SFZ, supported by TM1's Smart Park Blueprint too. It's all about creating an attractive ecosystem for investors down south.
Though Johor's MB had to push back against claims of water and power shortages, calling them slanderous.
Right, he's refuting those claims quite strongly, pointing to new water plants and dedicated task forces to reassure investors that Johor is ready for them. Infrastructure confidence is crucial.
Another partnership, SP Setia with Taiwan's ALP, developing a smart warehouse campus near Klang, potentially RM 4 billion GDV.
Wow, yeah, that's SP Setia making a significant move into industrial logistics. Smart warehouses, automated systems, tapping into modern supply chain needs. Big potential there.
Quick hits on earnings. Apex Healthcare's Q2 profit down 20% due to an associate's losses, but they declared a dividend.
Yeah, the associate hit them, but the core healthcare demand seems resilient. They're still confident overall.
Manulife's Q2 profit more than doubled. Strong life insurance contribution.
Very strong performance there. Life insurance and investments clicking. Looks positive for their long-term view in Malaysia.
Dialogue's Q4 profit up on JV strength, planning a dividend too.
Good result, driven by those joint ventures and their midstream downstream operations, even though revenue dipped slightly.
SolarVest's Q1 profit doubled, thanks to government green energy projects.
Exactly. Riding the wave of those big utility-scale solar projects like the Corporate Green Power Program shows that policy support is driving real growth.
On the flip side, Amway warning of lower profit for FY 2025 after a steep Q2 drop.
Oof, yeah. Lower sales, higher costs hitting them. They're managing expectations downwards for the full year. Tough environment for some consumer segments.
And Paramount cutting its sales target to RM 1.2 billion. Market headwinds.
Seems so. Adjusting expectations due to a softer economic outlook and, those persistent property market challenges. Reality check, perhaps.
Petron Malaysia, though, Q2 profit soared despite lower oil prices.
Impressive. They point to refinery optimization, operational efficiencies. Shows good management can deliver even when commodity prices are down.
Bank Rakyat Sting as a cooperative bank confirms the minister.
Yeah, government clarifying its status. Any change would need member and regulatory approval, so it's staying put for now.
EcoWorld setting up a RM 2 billion perpetual Sukuk program.
That gives them flexible funding for working capital, investments, general corporate stuff. Standard financing move for a large developer.
Generator rental firm Express Power launching its ACE market IPO at 20 sen.
Raising funds, about RM 49 million targeted, mainly for expansion buying more generators. Growth play.
TT Jaya Land partnering Mines Heights for a RM 554 million project in Cheras.
Joint venture for a transit-oriented development near an MRT. Classic property play leveraging public transport links.
Lince and Fleet Unit buying a vessel for US $13 million.
Diversifying beyond just offshore support vessels, aiming for more stable, recurring income streams.
MN Holdings planning a RM 96 million cash call.
Yep, private placement. Needs funds for working capital, buying equipment, supporting ongoing operations.
KTI Landmark building a cultural complex in Sabah in exchange for land.
Interesting deal. A land swap, build the complex, get 65 acres for residential development. Creative financing.
And Berjaya Assets shrinking its Q4 loss, helped by accounting gains.
Yeah, fair value gains improve the bottom line, alongside growth in their business segments, moving in the right direction financially.
Okay, let's jump quickly to international and political news. U.S. looking at taking equity stakes in chip makers, getting CHIPS Act money.
Yeah, this is quite a shift. The idea is taxpayers get a direct return on investment. Could change how governments fund critical tech, but also raises questions about state involvement in private firms.
Trump pushing for more U.S. copper production, meeting CEOs.
Right. Specifically discussing that challenging resolution copper project, focus on domestic supply chains continues to be a theme.
Treasury Secretary Besant says the China tariff status quo is working pretty well.
Signal there seems to be maintaining stability. Not looking to escalate or de-escalate significantly right now on the tariff front with China.
China considering yuan-backed stablecoins to boost global currency use.
Potentially huge.
Yeah.
Using digital assets to increase the yuan's international role. Could subtly shift global finance if it takes off. A space to watch, definitely.
China also ramping up budget spending, fastest pace since 2022.
Yeah, trying to stimulate the economy, dealing with weaker demand, trade issues, fiscal levers being pulled.
And concerns about China's growing nuclear arsenal raised by the U.S. military.
Yes, reports of a rapid increase, driven by geopolitical calculations, according to the U.S. assessment.
Singapore's Temasek weighing a major overhaul to improve returns.
Considering splitting into maybe 3 investment vehicles, trying to boost performance, efficiency, even giant state funds look for ways to optimize.
JP Morgan and Japan's MUFG nearing a huge U.S. $22 billion data center financing deal in Texas.
Wow. Shows the massive demand and capital flowing into data centers globally. Key infrastructure for the digital age.
OpenAI challenger Manus projecting U.S. $90 million annual sales.
Rapid growth for this AI company, founded by Chinese entrepreneurs but based in Singapore. Focuses on autonomous AI agents. The AI space continues to boom.
Musk reportedly putting brakes on plans for a new political party.
WSJ reporting he's refocusing on his companies political alliances, rather than starting a whole new party structure.
Trump's U.S. $104 million bond buying spree while in office reported.
Yes, significant personal investments continuing, which always raises those potential conflict of interest questions, given his business background.
Canva's share sale hitting a U.S. $42 billion valuation. Road to IPO.
Massive valuation increase for the Aussie design firm,
Yeah.
fueled by AI features, strong user growth, setting the stage for a public listing.
PopMart CEO thinks revenue could hit over U.S. $4 billion this year. Labubu maker.
Huge projection, driven by soaring demand for their collectible figures, especially booming overseas.
Netflix investing U.S. $200 million in Thailand. Big Asia content push.
Yeah, reinforces Thailand's role as a regional production hub. Netflix doubling down on local Asian content.
White sugar premium at a 13-month high. Pakistan buying.
Increased demand tightening supplies, pushing that premium for refined white sugar way up. Market dynamics at play.
Yes. Going private in a U.S. $1.4 billion deal with authentic brands.
Shareholders getting a significant premium in that deal. Another fashion brand changing ownership structure.
And renewables needing insurance against climate change itself now.
Kind of ironic, isn't it? Using things like parametric insurance to cover revenue losses from, say, lack of wind or sun due to volatile weather, hedging against the very thing they fight.
Quickly on the Malaysian political legal front, NGO raising concern over 10 unresolved high-profile violence cases.
Highlighting a pattern, questioning law enforcement effectiveness on these sensitive cases puts pressure on the authorities.
Rafizi clarifying a whistleblower meeting was about Farhash, not Ismail Sabri or Kerry.
Pushing back against what he calls false allegations, especially amid recent threats he mentioned. Political maneuvering continues.
MACC busting a tobacco smuggling syndicate. RM $250 million in losses averted.
Major bust, assets frozen, licenses suspended, significant crackdown on illicit trade.
4 MACC officers questioned over Pamela Lang's alleged abduction probe.
Investigation continues into that high-profile disappearance, officers providing statements to police.
IRB refunded RM $9.35 billion in excess taxes by June 30.
Significant amount returned to taxpayers. MOF says corporate refunds prioritized based on how long they were delayed.
5 teenage girls charged over abusive words against Zara Quirina.
Charges filed in that tragic student death case. An inquest is also pending, a very sensitive situation.
2 KLIA immigration officers nabbed in a bribery probe, allegedly RM $400,000.
Arrested for allegedly taking bribes to let foreigners enter illegally. Another crackdown on corruption at border points.
New Early Childhood Education Act coming, says the minister.
Plans for new legislation, revised curriculum, aiming to strengthen governance in early education.
Peter Anthony failed in his review bid against conviction. Stays in prison.
Conviction for document falsification upheld. Could mean he's disqualified from the state assembly. Political implications there.
Versatu's Adam Radlan acquitted of corruption after paying a compound.
Jenna Wibawa-related charges dropped following that compound payment.
Government to contest that court ruling on offensive online comments.
Yes, appealing the decision that decriminalized offensive and annoy under the CMA. Ongoing debate about online speech regulation.
And Sapura CEO Shiril trying to admit fresh evidence in his brother's winding up bid.
A new twist in that ongoing family legal battle over the company's future. Trying to show motives behind the dissolution attempt.
Wow. Okay, what a packed session. So many crucial financial and political insights covered today. From these major infrastructure projects shaping Malaysia's future, to global shifts in AI, trade. It's clear there's always something new to unpack.
Absolutely, it never stops.
To stay informed and, ahead of the curve, make sure you subscribe to the Malaysia Money Matters podcast. So thinking about everything we just covered, what aspect of today's deep dive most surprised you, perhaps? Something to mull over.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you would like a deeper dive into all the investment opportunities from today's news, subscribe to my newsletter at moneymatters.substack.com. I will be sharing a deeper analysis of the key investment opportunities from today's news, including what makes these opportunities stand out and how they fit into the broader market trends. By subscribing to the Malaysia Money Matters newsletter, you will also get exclusive insights on my watch list and portfolio and fundamental reports on Malaysian listed companies.